Welcome to this Evernote tutorial, or as their slogan goes, for everything you'll do, Evernote is the workplace to get it done. This also applies to the education workplace. Evernote is a cross-platform, so it works on Windows, Apple's machines, Chrome's, and Android devices, which includes desktops, laptops, tablets, Chromebooks, and phones. So there's very few places where you can't use an Evernote. Evernote also has two flavors: a client that's installed on devices like desktops, laptops, Chromebooks, and phones, and a web application that is cloud-based, which means that you can access your Evernote account from anywhere, anytime. If this is your first time at Evernote.com, take a look at this front page to get an idea of what Evernote can do. Just look through here, get an idea of what Evernote is about. Basic Evernote is free. So when you sign up, as you can see, you don't have to, there's no credit card or account to set up. So it's very easy to do. I already have an Evernote account, so I'm going to sign in. So this is the web application for Evernote. And as you can see, there's a large white space here in the middle to start writing. The navigation is over here on your left. So Evernote encourages you to start creating a note, so that's what we should do. All right, so you might ask, well, this is pretty sparse, so where's all my editing toolbar? Well, as you can see over here, there's a limited editing toolbar. So you can add lists, checkboxes, indent, add a line, and add an attachment. But where's all the other things I need to edit? Well, if I highlight the text, then the editing bar pops up, all the basic ones. I can change size, fonts, all the basic editing toolbars, center. So that's where that editing toolbar is. When you want to actually format your text, it pops up. And as you can see over here on the left, top left, when I save this, it's going to save it into a notebook called Teacher Jim's Notebook. And we'll talk about tags in a minute. So once I've created a note, then I can just click Done. And the default is Teacher Jim's Notebook is where it ended up. So let's look at the navigation over here on the left. And here's my notebooks. So a notebook is like a folder. It's just what Evernote calls them, notebooks. You can see I have quite a few of them. So here's Teacher Jim's Notebook. I have 476. And here's the one I just created, my Evernote book 2 minutes ago. And as you can see, there's some things I can do with it. So, but if I click on it, there it is. And I can still work on it. I can still add more content to my note. and keep doing it. I can come back in 3 weeks and add content to this note if I want to. So as you can see, these are my, as I said, these are my notes. Here's my notebooks. So let's go back and look at Teacher Jim's. As you can see, there's 476 notes, and I can sort them in several different ways. So let's look at some more of the navigation over here. If I just click on Notes, that's going to show me all of my notes, 692 notes. That might be hard to filter that way, and it'd be hard to find a note that I made maybe 3 weeks ago. So another way to filter notes is tags. So I add tags to every note that I create. As you can see, I have a lot over here. And let's say that I remember one that I did on assessment. So I click on assessment and I can see the 6 notes about assessment. Now, one thing you've probably noticed here is that these don't look like anything that I may have created by myself. This looks like it's probably a website, and you're right, it is a website. So if I click on this, Chromebook's the right answer for testing. This is a website that I use, what's called the web clipper, and the web clipper is something we'll look at later. But if I was to click inside of this, I'm actually going to go to the actual website. So in this case, Evernote can be used as a bookmarking tool. So again, so here's another website about assessment, and if I click it, then I actually go to the website. So we've looked at notes, notebooks, tags. Here's something called Work Chat, which is a new feature of Evernote, which I haven't tried yet. So it's if inside your company you're working with somebody on a document, you can start chatting with them. The other person has to also have an Evernote account that you could start chatting. So here's how you do that. So one of the things that you want to do is to be able to search through all these notes and notebooks, seeing as I have 692 notes. And one way to do that is I can actually search by somebody's name or a concept or an individual word. So Wes Fryer is an educational blogger, and I remember that I had clipped an article that he was mentioned in a couple of weeks ago. So all I have to do is type his name, Wes Fryer, and then the 2 articles that he was mentioned, and he didn't even have to write these. His name just appears in these. And then I remember it's Free Technology for Teachers, Richard Byrne, and then I can say, oh yeah, here it is right here. So you can see how handy searching is. Now, obviously, if I want to create a new note, I just click on and then I just start typing. And then when it's done, it's automatically added to Teacher Jim's notebook, so I can find it there. So let's look at a few of the other features. So one of the things I can do is that I can add a reminder. that I'll get. So let's say November 5th at 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to get a reminder about this note. So I could say, reminds me that I have a meeting at 9 o'clock. I have a meeting at 9 o'clock. If I can spell right. Another thing I can do is I can share. So obviously I can just enter somebody's email address. This is the note, and they can write an invite. So I'm going to go over this in a minute about ways that you can share. Put a message in if I want to. There's more sharing options here. Sending a note, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, email, and a link, which is very handy. So what I can do is that I can just copy this link and send it to somebody. So those are the basic features of the web application for Evernote. It has a lot of nice features to it. The client that's installed on desktops and laptops is has a lot more useful features, and we'll do another tutorial to go over those.